You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere. This is your WCFW Daily News Roundup for 105.7 CFW in Chippewa Falls and 93.5 The Tap in Eau Claire.
For WCFW News, I'm James Kelly. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is advising Eau Claire area residents of ramp closures on US 53 and Wisconsin 312 this weekend. The ramp from Wisconsin 312 to northbound US 53 and the ramp from southbound US 53 to Wisconsin 312 will be closed from 8 p.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Monday. The ramp closures are necessary for a pavement improvement project on US 53 from Gulf Road in Eau Claire to 40th Avenue in Lake Hallie. Traffic will be detoured through the US 53 and Melby Street interchange. A nationwide arrest warrant has been issued for a former Hudson High School coach accused of sexually assaulting a student-athlete. According to court documents, 39-year-old Chase Wayne Madison was charged with child enticement, sexual assault of a child by a person who works with children, and exposing a child to harmful material on Friday. The victim recently came forward with the allegation that she had a sexual relationship with Madison when she was 16. Madison is also accused of possessing explicit photos of the victim from when she was under 18. The Rice Lake Police Department is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of any individuals involved in a vandalism incident at the Barron County Fairgrounds over the weekend. According to law enforcement authorities, the incident occurred sometime after 6 p.m. on Friday at the Youth Expo building and was discovered on Saturday morning. The suspects discharged a dozen fire extinguishers covering the entire main building and bathrooms. Fairgrounds officials say it could cost around $30,000 to restore the building. Governor Tony Evers and the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation have announced the distribution of $1.5 million in small business development grants. According to a press release, the grant funding will go towards community organizations that support small businesses, including 2 in the Northwest Wisconsin region. The Ashland Area Development Corporation will receive $200,000 of the grant funding, and the Dunn County Economic Development Corporation will receive $250,000. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is reminding residents to wear a life jacket during boating season. According to DNR officials, there have been 7 boating-related fatalities across the state this year, 4 of which involved victims who were not wearing a life jacket. They also say even strong swimmers are at risk if they fall into the water unexpectedly due to cold water shock, potential injuries, or even the weight of their clothes, making it more difficult to stay above water. Boaters should also remain sober and alert while navigating the waters. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources has mobilized fire control program staff to assist with wildfires across the western United States and Canada. 20 staff members have been mobilized to 12 different states and provinces, including Oregon, northern Manitoba, and northern California. DNR officials say more firefighters and resources could be made available for additional assistance over the coming weeks. The mobilized staff members are scheduled to be on assignment for 2 weeks unless the severity of the fires subsides earlier. The Eau Claire Police Department has launched an investigation after recovering an unoccupied vehicle from an area boat landing on Monday night. According to law enforcement authorities, a local fisher called 911 at around 5:30 to report a pickup truck that was submerged near the Riverview boat landing. Fire department crews used sonar equipment to locate the submerged truck, and divers helped A to Z Towing pull it from the water. The Eau Claire Police Department is currently working to identify the owner of the vehicle and gather more information. Thousands of Northwest Wisconsin residents were left without power following severe thunderstorms that hit the region on Monday night. Over 14,000 customers had reported power outages as of Tuesday morning, mostly concentrated in Dunn, St. Croix, and Pierce counties. Xcel Energy customers suffered the largest portion of the outages, and company officials were not able to say when power would be fully restored on Tuesday. The storms brought wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour across the region, causing damage to trees and power lines. Attorney General Josh Kaul has announced Wisconsin will join another multi-state lawsuit against actions taken by the Trump administration. The new lawsuit seeks to block the U.S. Department of Agriculture's demand for sensitive personal information on Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program recipients. The multi-state coalition argues that the demand violates the Constitution and multiple federal privacy laws. The agency demanded information on all SNAP applicants, including their Social Security numbers and home addresses dating back 5 years. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is once again reminding residents to drive cautiously through work zones. DOT officials held a press conference in Douglas County on Monday, urging drivers to reduce their speed, pay attention, and avoid potential distractions to protect both themselves and road construction workers, with nearly 100 projects taking place across the state. They say there were over 2,100 work zone crashes across the state last year, resulting in over 750 injuries and 10 deaths, which included 2 construction workers. For WCFW News, I'm James Kelly.
Are the Packers tough enough? Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. In Green Bay, where the Packers training camp continues, I asked GM Brian Gutekunst if the team has been physical enough in the playoffs against teams like the 49ers or the Eagles.
Quite frankly, over the last couple of years, I felt really good about our physicality and our toughness and our ability to play that kind of game. I think there probably were times in the past where I was kind of think we need to be a little more physical of a football team, but not over the last couple of years.
Baseball. The Brewers with another win, 9-3 over the Cubs. Milwaukee now with a 2-game lead over Chicago. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
It's a game of people. Those people are at their best self. If Vaughn starts worrying about what if next year, what can I'm going to set a record. All bets are off. I got 19 steals. I got to get to 20. No one cares. You know what I mean? No one will care about your baseball card.
That's Pat Murphy with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Three Body Problem is moving forward with a 2-season cast. The show about a Chinese scientist who inadvertently signals aliens, then discovers they are headed towards Earth and will arrive in a couple decades, was a critic's darling after season 1. The scientists band together with a detective to help stave off an existential planetary threat. Claudia Dumet and Ellie DeLange join the cast. Season 2 of Three Body Problem drops in 2026 on Netflix. Here's a Pete pick. It's an oldie, but a goodie. For whatever reason, I never got around to watching the show Dexter until this past weekend. The Showtime drama thriller about a forensic scientist who is a serial killer, but only kills those he deems deserving, is at times suspenseful, thoughtful, and complex. The show dropped in 2006 and ran for 8 seasons. If you're looking for mystery accompanied by some dismemberment, you have several seasons to binge, and all of them can be streamed at Paramount+. In the Weird Get Weirder news, after the Coldplay concert kiss cam incident involving astronomer CEO and the company's head of HR, who have both been let go, the company has hired Nepo baby and publicity hound Gwyneth Paltrow as its temporary spokesman. Astronomer definitely has a sense of humor about itself, since Paltrow is the ex-wife of Coldplay frontman Chris Martin. Some people parlay an Oscar win into better creative work. Then there's Paltrow, who will try to sell anything. Director Richard Linklater and actor Ethan Hawke teamed up again for the film Blue Moon. A biographical drama with lots of music tells the story of Lawrence Hart, who was Richard Rodgers' partner before he connected with Oscar Hammerstein. The film is not expected to hit theaters until October of this year, but it's knocking the socks off most critics with 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Multiple times, the Linklater-Hawke collaborations have led to an Oscar nomination for Hawke. The first steps were big steps for the Fantastic Four at last weekend's box office. To no one's surprise, the new Marvel-Disney effort finished in first place after being aided by good reviews to rake in $117 million domestically and $240 million globally. This is the 4th summer blockbuster to open with over $400 million at the gate. It was all big studio competition for the remaining 4 spots of the top 5. Superman finished in second place with a healthy $25 million in its 3rd week of release. Jurassic World Rebirth came in 3rd with $13 million in its 4th week of release. F1 racing flick F1 finished in 4th place with just over $6 million, and the Smurfs finished in 5th place with $5.5 million in its 2nd week on the big screen. Let's keep going to the movies, folks. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Chippewa Valley weather.
A few showers or a thunder shower early on today, with gradual clearing by late afternoon into this evening. Our high today, mid to upper 70s. Tonight, mostly cloudy, will drop to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, with a high in the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Currently, it's 69.
That's your WCFW and the TAP Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WCFW.FM or thetap.fm. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.